Come on. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the losing track seventh episode of this series. Hope everyone have a happy holidays. I'm out here, obviously, on this hike. I got this awesome new video game for Christmas. It's called Me on Planet Earth right now. Yeah, so the Me is a video game, obviously, is me. And here the day after Christmas, I'm gonna start playing this video game for real. I'm gonna analyze my characters, my avatars, like attributes like physical, mental, everything like that, all my abilities and everything. And I'm just gonna try to level up every day, every single day. Become better, experience more, and do what I'm meant to do. You know, last night on Christmas, I was watching my son walk for the first time. Shit you not. When you watch a kid walk, this is my first kid. When you watch a kid walk and you watch him leading up to walking, you see that it's like, hey man, you got it. You got it, just go. Once you walk, it's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna open up so many possibilities. He finally did it, and then like I thought, you know, you learn a lot from your son, you learn a lot from your kids. And I thought for a second, like it's like me. I can just how I've been wanting to do this video game thing and just live life to its fullest and not live by the program that's kind of given, the game that's given, just do my own thing and expose that that's like what we're meant to be out here doing. Sorry I'm out of breath, man. It's the Rocky Mountains. It is light oxygen up here. But whew, feeling good. I started the game today, like I said. It all comes from being done with, like I said, the game that was given, the program that was given, and then we're actually living this like life that was given to us. And when I started the Design Your Life process 2 years ago, that's what I started to realize. It's like everything that my life consisted of is not what brings me happiness. And everything that I was told to do, prescribed to do, set me up for that. And that like even when I achieved everything, the American dream, which I did twice, it still wasn't enough. It's about getting more, it's about leveling up. It's about being your best self. That's what I'm out here trying to do today. I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Well, we made it to the parking lot at the top, so guess it's about time to start headed back down. Just another absolutely gorgeous day out here. December 25th, just great temperatures on this hike right by my house. Took this little girl all the way through it for the first time. We made it to the top. It's about 2 miles, I think. Blast. Incredible views. We were following, I guess, which was obvious the whole time, a waterfall up. And we got to the top. It was really neat the way the water had frozen. See that happen. Coda just went right onto it. She's come a long way, same as me. She used to be so afraid to cross anything sketchy, whether it be rock or water. And today I was having to pull her back off this cliff like she was going right onto that. And then when we made it to the waterfall, she was just going right out onto that, like into slippery, sketchy situations. So she's come a long way too. We're both making improvements and having a blast doing it. I hear sorry having a dog breath in your face, and you had my breath in your face earlier. So just that kind of day though. We're just out here breathing it in. Okay. It's taken me 32 years to realize that we are not free, wild humans like we should be. And that's what we actually are, is wild human beings on this planet. No one owns me, no one can tell me what to do, no one has any say over anything I do. And the people that do, I don't think have my best interests at heart. That's another thing I've been realizing with all of these discoveries. And So I don't want this to seem too much like another self-help channel or anything like that. What I'm trying to do is put together a few puzzle pieces that I've been working on, and I believe it takes an artist, and an artist being someone who has time to professionally think about these things. I've been doing it for 2 years. I've been doing it my whole life, and so what I'm trying to do is put these puzzle pieces together to help give everyone the same perspective I did, to give people the perspective that I got, to be able to be enlightened, to see your life for what it really is, and that's called self-realization. Realize what we're on, realize what we are, and what this planet we're on, and what we can do with this body we are given. I mean, it is amazing what is at our fingertips. 6 months ago, I lived in a small town in Nebraska, or smallish town, and a city in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, and it was great and all, but I mean, I'm sitting here on the top of a mountain that is right by my house, and it's just because I knew it was possible. And if you listen to the lyrics of so many artists, like I will get into, and you listen to how they just say, listen, have a plan, realize that you can aim so high, and then set that plan in action, put energy towards it, and it will happen. Like, manifestation is so real. I believe in all that stuff. I believe in all that stuff. I believe in manifestation, the idea of putting your mind and your energy towards what you see in your future, and then just doing it, and it happens. It happens. I can attest firsthand it happens. Okay, so let me get it situated here right quick. We are up on top of this mountain. Coda's down there eating some snow. Got a pretty nice view. We're sitting up on these rocks. And so let's see what's going on. Lock this in. So yeah, welcome to this episode. We are out here enjoying it, out here living it, hoping everybody had a great holiday. Now, as I've said, I've kind of cleared everything from my schedule. It's just me, my family out here. I've removed myself from all distractions, and I'm going to level up every day. That's my goal. Try to improve my habits 10% every day, and try to improve myself, my mind, body, and spirit every day. Treat it just like a video game character, like in an RPG game where he tries to level up, whether the end goal is 55 or 100 or whatever it is. If I'm at a lower number now, and I'm trying to get to the top. One of the things that makes this all possible is my, I'd say, enlightened perspective, honestly. And I'm not trying to sound braggy. When I started this channel, I wanted to treat it as it was just me and the camera, and I had no reason to lie or be dishonest to anybody. So everything I say is not coming from a place of trying to, like I said, be braggy or anything like that. It's just my own personal truth that I'm trying to share, and I think that can help people. And I'm trying to be out here observing and using this perspective of being here, and using this mind I was given that is kind of good at observing and repackaging things, like a Leonardo da Vinci, like I've already referred to. And so today's already been a great day. I woke up, got a bike ride in, because really a lot of this comes from physical. I feel like my physical character, my avatar, my body that I'm in currently, however you want to look at it in this game I was given, is not doing great. It's time to really come way up with the physical, and I think that's gonna enhance the mental and everything. It all goes hand in hand. So yeah, I already got a bike ride in on the Peloton on the app there, and I've already gotten this hike in 2 miles up. I've added a bunch of additional miles by coming up these rocks and just going to explore wherever Coda wanted to go. So it's been a great day physically, and so I'm already improving myself, or improving my habits in somewhat, because this hike is right by my house, and I've been wanting to take Coda on it for so long, ever since we've been here, which is not even a month or so. But I wanted to do it every day, and you know, coming up here today proves that it's worth it. It is an amazing hike. It's December 25th, and yet it is, I feel like it's 70 degrees right now. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. And that's what I'm talking about, this life, this video game that we're given. You can decide to stay in that little part of the map, that little tiny part where you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And you can achieve the greatest things like the American dream, and you can have the house and the car and the everything, like, and it's not going to do it, especially when you realize that there's this whole other map that is untouched and is here waiting for us. And the rules that are kind of set for this little map right here that we're given to you don't apply. It's not real. It's a trick. And I've seen past it, I've seen through it, and I'm not going to abide by it anymore, because there's so much more to be had in this life. There's so much more to achieve. The like one main thing that makes me think this, and this, stay with me on this one, please, because a lot of people think it sounds like this word I hate, conspiracy theory. It's not. Conspiracy theory is such a bad word, I think, and it gets thrown on too many things, and it's used to shut down so many things. Because there's geological research going on right now about like the pyramids, the ancient pyramids of Giza, and how they belong to an ancient civilization that was in some ways superior to us today, and that they were wiped out by a flood that happened 12,000 years ago. That's well documented in so many religions. You know, that even it's the Noah's Ark flood, and it's referred to in hundreds of other religions around the same time. So there's geological proof, not proof, you know, but there's geological evidence now strongly suggesting that that flood really did happen 12,000 years ago, and that it wiped out a massive civilization, a massive amount of people. There's evidence of the comets or meteorites or asteroids, whatever they're referred to as in this particular instance, of hitting the earth 12,000 years ago and just vaporizing ice and raising the sea level as much as 30 feet in a day, as much as 50 feet in a year. And this caused the flood that is the Great Flood that so many people are referring to. And so what this did is it wiped out a civilization of people who occupied the Great Pyramids of Giza, the lost city of Atlantis, which is also referred to in so many historical texts, and has come by way of who is it, Plato? But anyway, the lost city of Atlantis and the Great Pyramids of Giza, along with a few other structures probably throughout the world that are being identified as well, were occupied by this civilization, and they were completely wiped out 12,000 years ago. Now, what's significant about this is we thought that they were referring to the Great Pyramids of Giza. We thought that they were like 4,000 years old, no, 6,000 years old. One of the two. I'm sorry, I'm not great on the facts, but with me it's not about the facts, because I've done my research, and if you want to listen to me and believe my truth, at least believe me, because I'm not lying to you. Like I said, it's me and the camera, it's me sharing my truth. So if you want to go do this research and you don't believe me, do it, but I'm telling you what I know and what I believe and what I've found out through my research, and it's all becoming common knowledge quicker and quicker. But I want to be a part of the group of people who are spreading the common knowledge, because I think it's very important. It's given me this perspective. So back to this story. The Great Pyramids of Giza are actually, we think now, 12,000 years old, instead of the 4 or 5 or 6,000 years that we thought they were, which is when we refer to as the ancient Egyptians ruled the area, and we thought made the pyramids. But it's not actually true. This flood wiped everything out. So what's significant about this is, not only were we completely wrong about this, the ancient Egyptians actually just moved in and built more pyramids as tombs for their pharaohs, which, if you know your facts, the Great Pyramids of Giza are not tombs. They are not tombs. There was never a tomb found in there. They are not shaped like tombs. They are not meant to house a body or anything in any way. They are something different that everyone is trying to figure out. Now, this is a little known fact, but if you look into it, look at what they're made of, it's 100% true. They are not tombs. They're more likely something way more sophisticated. We do not know how they were built. We do not know when they were built, and we do not know who they were built by. But it is becoming more and more apparent that whoever built them 12,000 years ago was wiped out and actually had technology that surpassed ours. If you look at the hieroglyphics that relate to the the Great Pyramids, they clearly indicate the use of electricity. Kid you not, they clearly indicate the use of electricity. Inside the pyramids, there is 0 carbon residue, meaning that there was never a fire lit inside of these things. They are also built to acoustic and laser precision that is beyond what we could do today with the sheer size and composition of the stone that they built. We could not do it today, and they definitely could not do it in the ancient Egyptian era. That has been proven that could not have happened. So these tombs were far more sophisticated. There's plenty of theories about what they could be, all the way up to the most likely in my mind, which is some sort of a power plant. Believe it or not, power plant. Yes, a power plant. So what does that make me think when I realize these things? That this civilization that we knew nothing about existed 12,000 years ago and was actually superior to us in some ways. Going back to why I said superior again, because we also now think that the pyramids were not built by slaves or by forced labor, but built in a common effort, unanimously. That means that the people were working together on a higher level than we are currently. They just did it. They just knew what it could do. They figured it out and they did it. I'm going to share a link to this guy. His channel is called Bright Insight, and he has tons of followers, tons of videos. But if you want to check out this pyramid information and the comet information, you can check it out on his channel. He does a great job of explaining it and going into thorough detail. There's many others. He's not the only one. It's not fringe science. It's not pseudoscience. It's being done by major scientists. It's just still on the outskirts. It's not in the public doesn't know about it, and it's not in common belief. But it is going to become it's going to become the known truth. Just like when we thought the earth revolved, or the sun revolved around the earth, that was wrong. And the scientist that figured that out was shunned severely. Just like when we thought the earth was flat, and the scientist that figured out that it wasn't, it was shunned severely. The scientists that are figuring this out, it's not me that's figuring it out, they are being shunned severely currently. It's happening as we speak. This is why the internet is so powerful. The internet is the new fire. It is what is going to bring all of these truths to light. There's no more propaganda. There's no more lying to us. There's no more any of this. We can do our own research and see right through it. Google Earth, drones, all this stuff is giving us the great ability to look at things from far above, making these great discoveries. So when realizing that a civilization 12,000 years ago that was doing better than us, in my opinion, was wiped out completely by a flood that was caused by a comet that hit the earth. You could also argue that these people had a better understanding of the cosmos, of the astrological system than we do now. Sure, we have the satellites and we could probably see an asteroid coming, but we don't know what we're going to do about it either way. Anyway, these people were doing better than us, and they were wiped out completely, almost, by a flood, by a comet. So what does that make you realize? That the same thing could happen right now, today, right? It's been 12,000 years. Comets still hit the earth. Anyway, I'm not trying to freak you out about the comet. it's not a doomsday thing, but it's a realization that it happened. It probably happened. It probably wiped out a civilization that had amazing technology that we can't yet duplicate. Not saying they're, even if they weren't better or worse, but they had amazing technology that we can't yet duplicate. And they were doing really well. This comet hit the earth, wiped them out. Now, that is amazing knowledge that makes you really reconsider your life and realize that A, this little rat race we're doing to pursue more and more and more, that proves that it is not the way to go, because it's already been done better. There's already been a civilization on this planet that worked more cohesively and did more things and built structures and did things unanimously that was so much more impressive than what we're doing right now, fighting amongst ourselves and burning all these fossil fuels. It's so silly. And trying to look cool for the next person, it's so silly. It is time to evolve to the next step beyond this, closer to where they were, closer to unity, closer to one love. And speaking of one love, when you figure out what that means, listen to enough Bob Marley and really know what he's talking about and really hear him, really hear what that's about, and you really feel it for the first time, then you might be doing what I was doing too, because it's a real thing. You know, love will never leave us alone. That's what he said. Love is the promise of the brave. That's what somebody else said, TV on the radio. And that's what I'm realizing too, like, all this, like, trying to be cool and trying to be everything, it's all about, it's ridiculous. Like, trying to buy this land so I can compete with my neighbors, so it's ridiculous. We got our top, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people in the United States working for the top companies who are all competing against each other. It's a giant waste of time. We need to be working towards our unified success. That is the next step in human evolution. We went from going for our own personal and our immediate family success to caring about 50 people, to caring about a whole country, and next we care about all the world. That is the next step in evolution. And realizing this stuff about the pyramids, this stuff that we are so far lost, is one puzzle piece that is really going to help. Once that knowledge is out, once that knowledge is known by everyone I think has to be like, wait a second, we've been here for 12,000 years just trying to get back to where they were. We still haven't quite made it, and they were just wiped out in an instant. Well, my life needs to be way more about figuring out what's best for us humans than if that's the case. And that's what I'm doing. This is like the Renaissance too, you know? The Renaissance was all about figuring out what humans were meant to do, what we were all about, how to live our lives. And I feel like the results from that didn't get applied, and instead we did the opposite. Instead we got domesticated. Instead now we live in these pastures called countries where we're given a program of how to live and shown propaganda that continues to promote that lifestyle. And that's another reason I come out here, is to avoid advertisements that promote that lifestyle. It's ridiculous. Whether it's the way you eat, the way you have friends, the way you do anything, it is all controlled by subliminal messaging. Like I said already, Pharrell Williams said in that song, weapons of mass distraction are controlling your patterns. Who's the enemy? Humongous culture poachers. People are coming through and swiping up people's cultures where they do what they want. They have their own patterns, their own rituals, where they dance every night, where they sing, where they love each other, where they live together, where they do all these different things. And they get swiped up and given this new program. And then they're given this, what did he say? Weapons of mass distraction. That's advertisement. That's subliminal messaging. That's everything you see, tricking you into continuing to live that lifestyle, continuing the same patterns. He also says, like, the next part of that, like, lyric, when he says it again, he says something turning you into branded cattle. I mean, it's just the same thought, like living like livestock, turning us into branded cattle. Stay in this pasture, don't cross the border wall, like do as everyone else does in this pasture. Have your brand, make sure you look American, make sure you act American, make sure you believe American. But it's all propaganda. Just like other countries are fed propaganda, we're fed propaganda too. And it's to continue the same lifestyle. And You know, this type of information that is coming out now about the pyramids and about other things, I don't know if it was suppressed. I don't know if it was just now discovered. It doesn't really matter. It's out now, and it should change the opinions of all people when they realize its significance. I want to throw one other major puzzle piece in there, and it's another thing that sounds like a conspiracy theory, but again, do your research. You can do it in whatever manner you think, but fluoride in the water. Do you know about this? The United States puts fluoride, sodium fluoride, in the public water, among other things, and it's said to be for our teeth, but it's not. It's not. I know it's not. And again, I don't want to get into details or try to argue with you, but this fluoride is complete garbage. Complete garbage. It is causing disease. Plain up and plain and simple. The propaganda is telling us it's for our teeth, but it is not. This stuff, sodium fluoride, is a chemical that's very bad for your health, I believe, and the research shows. This chemical is shown to attach itself to the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland is significant. If you don't know about it, it's your third eye. Your third eye. It's like in the middle of your brain, and it's what kind of releases endorphins, your happiness. You know, it's what releases your happiness. Think about that for a second. And fluoride is being proven and shown to attach itself and calcify onto the pineal gland. Our third eye, one of the most important things in our body. This thing is basically killing, dragging down, and this stuff is being put into our water. So, that, now I don't care who you are, that is some scary stuff. Especially when so many babies now are drinking formula that gets filled up with water. It's more hazardous towards younger kids, as you might imagine. It's affecting our happiness. It's affecting our intuition. So going back to kind of some ancient civilizations, like the actual ancient Egyptians, and many others, in hieroglyphics and in text and in everything, there is a fascination and a obsessed knowledge with the pineal gland. Okay. So, with all that being said, I have been avoiding fluorinated water for a year at least. It's hard to do. Most of the spring water, the purified water, all the bottled water still has fluoride in it. Most likely your tap water has fluoride in it. So I get the water like I got a big 7-gallon jug, and I go to the grocery store where it's guaranteed reverse osmosis purified, which gets rid of everything, and I buy it by that. And I've never given my son regular water. I haven't drank regular water, fluorinated water. I don't know, I was already a pretty radical guy before that, but I can tell you I sure continue to see through a lot of this nonsense, and I sure feel better about drinking it, I can tell you that much. So these are some topics that I really think warrant research, and if you know me, you trust me, either believe me or believe me enough to do the research, I would say. Because if you put these, if these things are true, and I'm telling you they're true in my mind, my personal truth, what I've decided, what I've decided, what I've discovered is that they're fluorinated the water in an effort to kind of keep us in our pasture, which really makes me mad. They're advertising to us to keep us in line and continuing to do the same things. The information about the pyramids and other civilizations is not public, is not taught, even though it's been put together by what seems to be almost some average citizens are putting this information together, discovering this. And for some reason it was missed by the entire world and not shared with us. I don't like that. So you just put all these things together and you realize that, wow, what we're doing is silly and there's so much more to be gained, and I'm going to start looking for it. I'll leave you with a Bob Marley quote. One of his favorite songs, one of my favorite songs of his by far. He's just so good. But the song Could You Be Loved, he says, "Don't let them fool you or even try to school you. We have a mind of our own. So go to hell if what you're thinking is not right." Think about that. Don't let them fool you. Don't even let them school you. We have a mind of our own. The propaganda begins in school. It begins in these 8-hour days for these kids that are getting prescribed Ritalin and not given recess and told to study up and stay in school so you can get a job, so you can be a part of the working community. That is BS from the beginning. Do you know if I wanted to bring my son out here every day on top of this mountain and teach him about math and teach him about whatever and teach him about whatever I saw fit and not report my curriculum and not report what I'm teaching him, just teach him how to learn and teach him how to enjoy life, teach him how to drink good water and cook good food and be happy? That's illegal. In the United States, in the land of the free, it is illegal for me to not school my kid as they see fit. I can't do it how I want to. Don't let them fool you or even try to school you. We have a mind of our own. What other species gets their child taken from them and doesn't get to teach them what they want? We are not free human beings. We are not wild humans. We are living domesticated lives. We have been domesticated and we are living in this pasture. Whatever the country you live in is a pasture that you're being kept in, and you are branded cattle. Like I said, I'm going to put this freedom of speech to the test. I'm going to put this land of the free to its test. If every politician and CEO and world leader knew what I'm cooking up and knew what I'm releasing, me and the others amongst my little crew of people shedding this information, if they knew about this, they would be so mad. They want to shut me down so bad. So, I'm going to put it to the test because my son will be raised by me, educated by me, and I will do whatever I want with my son whenever I want. No government, no person on this planet is going to tell me what to do with my son, because that is a violation of my human rights, my basic human rights. Just like fluorinating my water is a violation of my human rights. Just like I feel like trying to trick me with advertisements and propaganda. I hate being advertised to. Do you not hate being advertised to? They are trying, every time you're being advertised to, it is a trick to get you to buy something of less value than they perceive. That is like the definition of advertising. And then in so many of the advertisements is subliminal messaging to get you to live patterns that aren't really you, to try to get you to obtain things that don't really make you happy. I've been saying for years to everyone I know, advertisement is the one thing we'll never escape. It's so hard. I have come out here, I still get advertised too, but I try to avoid that as much as I try to avoid fluoride in my water. I've been listening to CDs in my car for so long. The radio, the DJs on the radio, the songs they play on the radio, it is all garbage. It is all mass distraction trying to influence your habits, just like Pharrell said. I don't watch TV. You know, I watched the first NFL game of the year this year, and oh my goodness, the advertisements were just insane how much they wanted me to eat unhealthy, try to obtain things that didn't matter and were so expensive, and just the lifestyles that were not sustainable. It's ridiculous how much they advertise you and try to control you. So yes, I'm getting out here to avoid that. I made this with the intention of it's me and the camera, and I'm just trying to share what I know with whoever will listen. There's a little bit of selfishness in everything. When I am making this video, and my dream is to have everyone listen and to have everyone realize what I'm seeing and to have everyone realize that we can be free, and to have the planet actually change into a unified planet. There is a bit of selfishness, because I do want to live that way. So that is my selfish angle. I am trying to convince everyone in the world of these new truths. I'm trying to show everyone in the world these new truths, so that we can live a new way, so that we can evolve, so that I can have more fun with everyone out here living it up, because I know it's possible. That's my selfish angle. Thanks again for sticking with me. This has been the 7th episode of this series. There'll be more fun stuff to come in the future. I'm working on some new lighting and visual setup for the studio that's really going to enhance those videos and make them a little bit more doable for me and more enjoyable for you, hopefully. And I'm going to continue doing these adventures. I'm going to continue snowboarding. I'm going to continue trying to elevate and enhance my avatar, my character, this body I'm in currently. And I'm going to continue to come back to you with what I find out. Thanks again so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys soon.